Hello everybody, this is Ericvierthaler. I'm here to do a review for Horror Legends. Here to review Halloween 2018. Yeah, the title is extremely lazy. I wish I would have been more creative with it, like they could have called it, just kept the title for the previously canceled movie, Halloween Returns. Maybe call it, I know it would have been cheesy, but call it H4O, Halloween 40 years later, or something. I mean, that's like saying that if all the Star Wars movies in the franchise are just going to be called Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, idea how confusing that would be. And please, for the love of God, everything that is holy, please, just my one wish, please do not call the next movie Halloween 2. That's not going to make any goddamn sense. It's not. So please do not do that, please. Alrighty, so let's dig straight in. So, this is honestly the Halloween movie I have always wanted. I always wanted them to go back to Michael Myers being mysterious, being the boogeyman like he was in the original Halloween. That's when he was the scariest. And that's why the franchise was pretty much made. The movie was made into a franchise. Was because that Michael Myers was so terrifying when he was mysterious. No rhyme or reason. He was the boogeyman. He was the shape. And I thought that we weren't going to get that for a while. There were some fans complaining about that, but you have to understand, Michael Myers is just a lot scarier without that family plotline thing. He just was. Now, you can like the sequels, that's fine. I don't mind some of the sequels, but the original Halloween is by far the best one. Absolutely by far the best one. Because, you know, obviously, it's a classic. And none of the other movies are even come close to being a classic. Even though I do like some of them. And I also love that they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back. There were fans complaining about that. I understand where they're coming from, but they did it in a different way. Yes, this does have a similar plot to H2O, but it's not exactly beat for beat exactly the same. It's not like Michael Myers goes to California. It's not like Laurie Strode is a school teacher. It's not like she changed her name to Carrie Tate. I love how she's pretty much now like the Sarah Connor from Terminator 2. I mean, both cases for H2O and in this, it makes sense for somebody with PTSD would do either one. It actually kind of pissed me off in some reviews I have watched for this. Some fans were being a little bit too harsh, saying, oh yeah, Laurie Strode was such a bitch in this movie, and, you know, and she was crazy, and it's like, you know, I don't blame her daughter for not wanting to have anything to do with her. It's like, come on, could you be more empathetic? You know, if you had PTSD, you would probably do that too. But you also do understand where the daughter is coming from, too. So, therefore, I thought that was really well-written drama between the characters in the movie, and it made it a lot more interesting to watch. And Jamie Lee Curtis was by far the one who stole the whole entire show. I mean, it was awesome to see her and Michael Myers throw at it or just going at it again. And it was really creepy at the end with, you know, the mannequins and whatnot. That was super creepy. Yeah, there are some really suspenseful scenes in the movie. And that's what I've been wanting for a Halloween movie for so goddamn long. Finally, it's because they brought John Carpenter back. I mean, having him as a consultant really was a good idea. Because there actually was at one point where they were going to add this scene with Dr. Loomis from the original. And they were going to make it more complicated. But then John was like, come on. You're making it more complicated. Well, what made the original work is make it simple. And that's what they did with this. They made it simple. Look at all the other times when they made it more complicated in the other sequels. Like Halloween 5 with the telekinesis, whatnot. Halloween 6 with the whole Thorn bullshit. And Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the white horse bullshit, it just doesn't work. Albert Einstein once said the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again expecting a different result. So if it didn't work the other times, why would it work now? Just keep it simple. It's really that simple. Just keep it simple. And I also really love the fact that there was fan service, but yet, you know, but at the same time, though, it also can appeal to non-fans too. So that way it's not too, like, in your face. It's not too distracting. Of course, they did the fan service to try to please the fans too. You know, fans were complaining, oh, they're being so disrespectful to the fans because they're ignoring all the sequels. Well, you have to understand that, A, the first Halloween is the most remembered, so it's the most marketable. I'm sorry to say this, but filmmakers make movies to make money. I know that's hard to swallow, but that's just how it is. And because they wanted to make Michael Myers scary again, and the only way how they could do that was to ignore all of the sequels. And I really applaud them for doing that. So, because they wanted to show their respects to the previous filmmakers, so that's why they had all these nods. As a tip of the hat, just to say, hey, we haven't forgotten about any of you. But yeah, fans have complained about that anyway. It's like, for fuck's sakes, you just can't please everybody now, can you? You just really can't. But, oh well, you can't please everybody now, right? And I do have a few complaints, like the boyfriend character for Laurie's granddaughter. He just kind of disappeared. And there actually is a deleted scene where they actually explain what happened to him. I really wish that they would have kept that. I don't know why they got rid of that. Some of the other deleted scenes, I can really understand why they got rid of them, because it just would have hurt the pacing of the movie. But yeah, this film also went at a great pace. And, you know, that's what you need to do with movies nowadays, to have it go at a good pace. Otherwise, you will, you know, your audience is gonna probably not care. Excuse me. I did notice that they did shorten the Halloween theme in the intro. But, of course, you know, it's because people want movies that are a lot faster paced now, so that's why. And even some fans have complained about that. It's like, you know, at least they have the Halloween theme a lot more in this than they ever did in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where it's only at the end credits. So would you rather have it be played like this, or would you rather have it be played like in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where they barely even have the goddamn thing? So, appreciate what you have. Some fans have complained about the comedy, saying that they thought there's a little bit too much. I can understand where they're coming from, but yet I thought that they did that because people like to be around people who make them laugh. And by having the characters make you laugh, I thought that it made you care more about them. You know, it made you not want them to die, which made it a lot more suspenseful. That's just how I viewed it. And the ending, it does leave you ambiguous, like, that's it. But of course, I mean, the original Halloween did that too, where they left it open and whatnot. They don't, you know, explain everything. So, of course, there's going to be a sequel, because this is now the most profitable slasher movie of all time. And that's huge. That is huge that a Halloween movie has that title. This has made more money even than the Rob Zombie movies. And honestly, this deserves to make a lot more money than those movies ever did. And yeah, that plot twist. Yeah, I can understand why some fans complain about it. But I guess because Michael Myers and Laurie Strode are no longer siblings, they just needed a reason for Michael Myers to go into Laurie's house. Because, you know, Michael Myers just now views Laurie as just another person, you know. Just another person to kill. But to Laurie, yeah. Speaking of which, I loved how there were some nods to the original Halloween, but they did it in reverse. That was so clever. Like, instead of Laurie being the hunted, it's now Michael that's being the hunted. And that was such a perfect metaphor for how Laurie Strode is pretty much the new pretty much the new Dr. Loomis. Like that, yeah, she is determined to stop him. She is determined to kick his ass. Man, that was one of my favorite parts of the whole entire movie. Yeah, the plot twist, I can understand where some fans were coming from about it. And there was one very bad deleted scene in this where Dr. Sartain and the sheriff. Sartain was just picking his nose. Oh my lord, that is one of the worst deleted scenes I have ever seen in a movie ever. That felt so awkward, so out of place. Thank God that they got rid of that. What were they thinking? Yeah, obviously they realized that was a stupid idea because they deleted that from the movie. But yeah, this felt the most like the original since Halloween 2. And that's huge because I actually felt like I was watching a Halloween movie again, especially with the opening credits. And that was the perfect way, you know, to represent that this is the resurrection of the franchise because it was a dead pumpkin coming back to life. I loved that metaphor. But anyways, guys and gals, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. You all take care.